Hello everyone. So in this video, I am going to try AI to build a full stack application because I come up with a lot of AI tools and people normally say that AI is going to replace a developer. I really doubt that. So today I really going to put some effort. I am going to develop a full stack application. But the best thing I am going to do is like going to do the application as quick as possible with the help of AI. So it's going to be like AI not taking over my work. It's going to be I'm going to guide the AI to particular paths to build the application. So let's start.
So we are starting with ChatGPT, OpenAI. So I'll open my account, and first thing we are going to say is build me uh, appointment booking app. So our ChatGPT starts off with architecting our application by plans and requirements, types of user and admin. I'm not going to focus on admin part, but it is also giving us a requirement for a front end and list of pages on the back end. Server logic, authentication, and I'm not going to focus on notification part. And the tech stack I'm going to use is Monster, Node, and React Native for front end MongoDB. I'm also planning to generate the visual screens using AI for the mobile app. And I'm not going to focus on the calendar API and notification part as well. But it's really nice to come up with that. I'm going to build a very simple Monstack application, which is going to be a proof of concept appointment booking app. I really like how it gave us the clarity on the application and broke down the entire thing for us. But I'm also going to request for the pages on ChatGPT as well. So let me type give me the pages for the app. So we didn't get a visual representation of the pages, but we got some description of what the pages and how it should be. So starting off with home pages, it gave. Yeah, we also got the code, but we are going to build a React Native application, so this code is useless. But we can understand our code flow from this one. I really like how it broke down every pages for us. Now I'm going to try to push my luck and try the same thing for the backend, where I'm going to ask ChatGPT with the same prompt to generate APIs for us. Give me the API. Yeah, I guess for the app. Let's check that. Okay, so it was giving us the request body and response, but we have to put our hands on to build ourselves what we need as data in the backend. But this is good. I still have more ideas. Like I'm going to use the GitHub Copilot tool that can generate our entire backend. Stay tuned for that. Now we have a written text format of all our pages. Let's try to visualize it. For that, I'm going to use an AI tool called UX Pilot. So I'm going to use the UI design option to convert all our text into screens. So here I have 12 wireframe credits. Let's start with selecting the option as a mobile app, and the context can be more detailed, but here I'm going to give a simple text stating that it's going to be an appointment booking app. And to generate pages, I will start off with creating a splash screen which contains login and register button. So let me give some description about the first screen. Splash screen includes uh, medical information related to emergency with sign up and login button. Okay. Next screen we can copy from the GPT. Next thing we are going to learn is login page. I'm going to copy everything about the login page. Next, sign up. And then I'm going to use the home page. This way, home page can only be accessed once user either logged in or signed up. Followed by list of appointments page. And this page is where we are going to book the appointment. Admin panel, right now I'm not going to add it, but I'm not going to waste my credits as well. Precociously, I have added it as part of the appointment, cancel it, appointment confirmation, sorry. And finally, profile page. And there is one more page called 404. I don't think we can use it, but I'm still going to generate all these pages. I'm checking my credits. Okay, once you clicked on the button, we have started to get all our pages. 404 is first one to get generated, and every pages are starting to get generated as well. Great. We got all our pages. Let me zoom in on all the page so that we can evaluate whether we see that our entire app is in a black and white theme, like our primary buttons and being black and the rest everything is white. It's a very plain approach, but we got some screens. I'm really happy that we got some visual representation of what we are going to build. But moreover, I'm going to check whether what will be the best color for building a medical application, especially for our appointment application. So medical application. Okay. So if we use another AI, this time Google's Gemini is saying that blue is the best color. So here, even though we got our screens, we can't actually modify anything. So to modify more, I'll quickly open another AI tool. So we are going to bring in all the UX pilot screens into Wesley so that we can further proceed with wireframing and designing more about our application. So both Wesley, this app is very much close to Figma, and I use this because it was quicker to build application designing and wireframing. Everything was done very easily. And Wesley also supports some of the AI features that currently in Figma we have to pay for. So we'll start with the new hi-fi design. The thing is that Wesley has the AI feature which brings in screenshot to design element. So we'll start off by taking screenshot one by one. We'll start with the flat screen and we will upload a screenshot in the Wesley AI. we can see something good is happening and our screen got imported. This is really beautiful. It got really close to what we have in UX Pilot. We will try to take screenshot of every other screen and try to import that as well. And our login screen. I think two of the input field was not actually captured by the AI. I don't think it's perfect. We should add the elements by ourselves, but yeah, we can do that. Let's try to get the best out of this image to component converting AI tool. Now that we imported all the components, we can start modifying it. We don't need the login and sign up in the home page, and we can add colors to all the button. We can change the primary and secondary colors for each and every item. The screenshot seems to be not adding any depth to our registered fields, so I'll add some depth and I'll try to move this home screen content close to top bar and we will save our bottom navigation tab as a component and reuse it through the design. So screenshot almost ready for wireframe, but I'm not going to go deep into wireframe because we are not going to use it. We are just going to try to convert these screens into our React Native Expo component. Yeah, you heard me correct. I'm going to build this application in Expo, not in a React Native approach, because recently the Android SDK really crowded my system and really affected my storage. I really have to look for an alternate approach, and Expo really came in handy. And I ever since then I was using Expo. Also, Expo is a really best approach to quickly build this POC application. Now that being said, I have also been testing with different approaches to build application and I'll show in this video all the experimental things that I did. But the best approach I came up with is by saving it as a JPEG image and giving it to ChatGPT. I'll also show the different approaches. Like here again, I have the same share option. It, I have exported it again as a Figma file. The Figma approach didn't really help me. I will show that as well, why it is. And I also tried the infamous black box here. I'll show that as well. So now that our UI is in a good state, let's start with building our backend. To build our backend, the very basic thing that we need is Mongoose model. Give me the Mongoose model for the database table. These models exactly have the details that needs to be carried to our application. Now let's start with building our backend. So I'll check my directory. We have backend and frontend. Inside our backend folder, I will start our node project and install the required packages. Let's move to our Visual Studio Code. So this is the folder for our backend with the basic Node.js setup. And we are not going to try to code our backend because we are going to use this tab name, which is very similar to GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is a paid one, which is not open source, compared to that tab name is free of cost and very similar. And let's start with typing our prompt, create an Express server, and start listening to the port 8080. So, a middleware is necessary. Okay, let me try to type it again. Server, start listening on port 8080. Yeah, auto completed. Also, we can generate test cases where we can use various LLMs, but right now we are not going into that. Next thing is starting the Mongoose instance. The database using Mongoose server. Yeah, we have to import Mongoose. Now we can start creating a folder structure and we can start from models where we can copy paste all the Mongoose model that was generated by our ChatGPT. Now we can move on with controllers where I will be trying to generate all the logic out of the autocomplete AI tool. The prompt would be like create a new Express controller that will and copy the description from the API document and our AI magic starts. We are building a register logic just by clicking the tab button. Now we got our register logic. It's really nice, but if it was me, I will do some more modifications to this one. You can see the response, password, and password is being encrypted and saved in database. Next, another controller for login. I'll use the same prompt and I'll copy the description and we got it. We got CWP token imported and verification done automatically. Now I will do some beautification to this code by adding some comments. I find this tool very useful that it is completing everything. Next is the logout logic. Let's see what the tool has to offer. Yeah, this is good. It removes the user from the request and from session from the database. That's correct. Now let's move on with appointment controller. But before that, we need to handle the user profile somewhere. So let's do the same prompt in user controller, but this time retrieves the user profile, updates the profile, deletes it, and one more thing is to finally export everything. Now everything is done in user. Let's move on with appointment. So same prompt. So as part of the API, we need date and time in the request body and user information in the header. Great. This is how we create an appointment. Use the same prompt format to create a function that retrieves all the appointment information for the user. And this will be like canceling. Next thing would be like rescheduling. Create the express controller function that will allow to reschedule. Okay. And once it is done, finally let's export these controllers as well. When it comes to route handling, AI really doesn't do anything. We have to put our effort there. I can do a prompt like create a route instance. We can get router, but we are the one who have to route the correct folder structure for the API. So at this point, we are the only people who can do this. not an API. For register and login, we just have. Let's do one for logout. And for the user profile, can do profile to create. We don't have a post, sorry. So we'll do put update the profile and delete it. Okay, delete it. And finally, we'll export this route. We can shorten this function as well. Now for the appointment, create an instance of express order and we'll start with the same. We'll check all the export appointment order and appointment order route. Everything maps to root directory of appointment. Only thing is like the type of method is not going to differentiate the incoming request. Once this is done, we can actually add this route to our server. This again also need to be added by us. Finally, let's check whether our backend development is successful. I'll add a quick command here, dev, mm, to point to server.js and node run dev. Wow, our backend is successfully running and we can begin with developing our UI. Starting from Figma, we have professional mode, which is a paid subscription, and we'll try with different plugins. So I'll try to import our Wesley file here. Yeah, we got our component again here. Now let's try to convert this. One plugin that I know is like Loco. Yeah, Loco fee. So this requires a paid subscription to convert this to a code. The paid subscription is like it requires whether we need a we either need to pay a good amount to do that or we need a enterprise level subscription to use it for free. This is why I didn't choose the Figma approach to build this application through AI. And the other approach is black box AI. I would really love to use this tool, but the only drawback I faced when developing was like we don't have React Native export support, and only mobile development that we have is Ionic, which is Angular based and not learned to us. But I'll still try to upload a screenshot and see if React code base is good for this. I'll try with one screen and the magic started here. This is good and all, and it's free and open source, but right now we don't want a React code. Let's take the mobile and just a mobile view. Okay, code. It's a very straightforward React code with Tailwind. Got it. This is not the approach that we wanted. So we will try with uploading our screenshots to ChatGPT and let's see if it could build a React Native component. So moving back to ChatGPT, I'll start by uploading two screenshots per chat. Generate React Native export code for the screen. And yeah, welcome screen and login screen. Wow, let's tell sheet. This is great. Oh, it even gave us the package to install for this navigation. This is really beautiful. We'll start with next to screen. Yeah, thank you. And one thing I forgot to mention is ChatGPT is also a limited resource. If I try to add two more images, it will start asking for plus subscription. Now let's start our Expo app. And I have imported all the components generated by the GPT and connected it in app.js. Let's check in the UI. Even the splash screen is a disaster. Okay. Every page is not up to the mark, but we can fix it. We can do some minor design corrections here and there, but we can move the logic. Uh, I can see the autocomplete starts to work again. Let's see what it has to offer. Oh, it used Fetch API to create an entire login logic, but great, but I'm not going to use the Fetch API, but it's great. Success will be navigated to Apple console after and navigate to homepage. Now I will try the same autocomplete with the registration as well. So I did test the registration and I'm able to create a user. I'll try the same logic with the login and I can see the JWT token is generated. I can check whether the token is valid or not. I'll copy this to JWT portal. Here we got user ID. From this point on, I didn't use AI to develop this app anymore. I have this entire code base in my GitHub account, which is in the description of this video. As per my conclusion, AI enhanced mobile development through various avenues such as personalizing the user experience. It really helped me, but it didn't replace me in the development process. That's it.